and I was eating everything in sight. And I was not eating healthy. I wanted things with energy. So, I mean, 3-pound bags of peanut M&Ms, glazed donut, anything I could think to get energy into my body. The craving was intense, really, really bad. She trotted out the blood glucose meter and finger stuck me and checked, and it was well over 400, almost 500. And I hadn't eaten since the night before. So this is a fasting blood glucose. And after 3 months, I went back into the doctor's office, and she sent out for an A1C and called me back and said, "You have to come in right now." Oh. And I came back in, and she says, "Your A1C is 4.9. That is way too low. You're going to kill yourself." And I was like, I'm not trying to get a low A1C. I'm trying to be normal.
As a medical professional, and I've been licensed for 20 years, but we're still hearing those stories. If you're in our room for any period of time, people, that's all we hear, right? Is, "Oh, they told me I was type 2 and they treated me for type 2 for 5 years. As an emergency medical practitioner, that concerns me. How these people aren't ending up in my ambulance and my ER, I don't know. Because if you had waited that long for me, I would have been dead. So it's amazing that more of them, but I know we're losing some of them because I see it. And if we can prevent that, but I at least think we're making progress. We're moving the right direction, but very slowly.
I do too. I mean, it's so heartbreaking in our group to see how frustrated so many people are when they know that they've been misdiagnosed and they can't get a doctor to run the test that you run, or the doctor runs one antibody and says, "Well, you're negative," or doesn't know how to interpret the C-peptide. And it's really not rocket science, and it's disturbing. It's also disturbing to me that when presented with a patient who has clearly done their research and walks in there with a list of the tests that need to be taken, because we have it in our files, and they refuse.
Yes.
And it's like, well, I'm paying for it. Why are you refusing? And we've come to the point now where we say to our members, when this happens to you, you say to the doctor, "I would like you to note it in my chart that I asked for this test and you refused," right? Because at some point, if this person ends up in a dire situation, you're going to point back to that and go, "I asked for these tests.